There's something undeniably magnetic about a Jaguar. The name alone evokes power, grace, and a touch of danger, like the animal itself. But hidden within the company's rich history are machines so rare, so special, that even die-hard enthusiasts may never see one in person. These aren't just cars, they're rolling sculptures, each telling a chapter of Jaguar's pursuit of speed, elegance, and dominance. So, buckle up, because this is a journey through time, through smoke and thunder, and through 9 of the rarest Jaguar cars ever built. Number 9, the XK120C C-Type, born to win. That was its purpose. The Jaguar XK120C, better known as the C-Type, wasn't just another sports car, it was a revolution on wheels. Jaguar took its proven XK-6 engine and wrapped it in a lightweight, aerodynamic alloy body designed by Malcolm Sayer, a shape that looked fast, even when parked. Beneath the surface lay a tubular space frame and race-tuned suspension, giving the car both agility and strength. In 1951, the C-Type stunned the world by winning Le Mans outright on its debut, instantly cementing Jaguar as a global racing force. 2 years later, it became the first car to use Dunlop disc brakes at Le Mans, averaging over 105 miles per hour for 24 hours, a groundbreaking feat. Only 53 were built, each slightly different, from early drum brake versions to later Weber-equipped racers. Hand-built and raw, the C-Type was made for gentleman racers who lived for the thrill. Today, surviving examples remain symbols of elegance, danger, and innovation, a masterpiece that redefined performance forever. Number 8, the Jaguar XJ13. If the C-Type was born in the golden age of endurance racing, the XJ13 was born in the era of excess. Created by Jaguar Sport, a joint venture between Jaguar and Tom Walkinshaw Racing, this car blurred the line between road car and race car in the boldest way possible. Imagine a road-legal sibling of the Le Mans-winning XJR9. Under its skin lay a 6.0-liter naturally aspirated V12 that produced around 450 horsepower. The sound alone was intoxicating, like cathedral bells echoing inside a racetrack. The body was a study in carbon fiber aggression, low, wide, and unapologetically focused. Only 53 were ever made, split between road-going versions and LM race-spec cars. The most outrageous moment in its story came in 1991, when Jaguar launched the XJR15 Intercontinental Challenge, a one-make racing series that followed the Formula One calendar, offering a $1 million prize. It was pure 90s madness, and pure Jaguar confidence. More than just a headline grabber, the XJR15 was also the first road car ever sold with a full carbon fiber monocoque chassis, beating even the McLaren F1 to market. Driving it wasn't for the faint-hearted. It had a dog-leg manual gearbox, pedals that felt bolted directly to your soul, and almost no insulation between you and that thunderous V12. But when everything clicked, when you found the rhythm, it felt like nothing else on Earth, a race prototype that decided to test the limits of public roads. The XJR15 remains a wild, wonderful chapter in Jaguar's story, a car that didn't just chase speed, but emotion. Number 7, the XKRS GT. Now, imagine the engineers at Jaguar deciding to throw every bit of motorsport knowledge they had into one last hurrah for the big GT coupe. That's how the XKRS GT was born, an unfiltered, track-honed farewell to the XK platform. Only 45 of these were ever built worldwide, making it not just rare, but a collector's dream. Under the hood roared a supercharged 5.0-liter V8, pushing around 542 horsepower, good enough for 0 to 60 in just 3.9 seconds, and a top speed of 186 miles per hour. On paper, that's impressive. In motion, it's thunderous. But the real magic wasn't just in the numbers, it was in how it drove. Jaguar's engineers reworked the suspension, added underbody aero, and tuned every corner until this heavyweight Grand Tourer could dance like a smaller, sharper sports car. Inside, it still felt luxurious, proper GT comfort. But twist the key, and everything changed. The steering tightened, the chassis leaned into the corners, and the car became a predator on the track. The XKRS GT wore bespoke 20-inch wheels, special Michelin rubber, and carried itself with the kind of authority only a limited edition Jaguar could command. Originally, it was meant only for North America, but a few lucky markets, including the UK, managed to get their hands on a handful. 45 cars, that's all. The XKRS GT was Jaguar's reminder that even in a world of dual-clutch gearboxes and computer aids, there was still room for raw emotion, mechanical grip, and the kind of analog joy that never fades. Number 6, the XKSS. The XKSS was born from both brilliance and tragedy. It started as a clever plan, a way to turn leftover D-type racing chassis into road cars after Jaguar stepped back from full-time motorsport. The formula was simple. Take a Le Mans winning race car, add bumpers, a second seat, a proper windshield, and a soft top. The result was a road-going rocket called the XKSS. The plan was to build 25 of them, but fate had other ideas. On February 12, 1957, a fire broke out at Jaguar's Browns Lane factory, destroying 9 of the partially built cars. Overnight, the XKSS went from a limited run special to one of the rarest street-legal race cars ever made. Only 16 originals survived. Under that curvaceous skin was Jaguar's proven XK-6, producing around 250 horsepower with triple Weber carburetors and disc brakes, cutting-edge tech for its day. It weighed roughly a ton, sounded like victory itself, and could embarrass Ferraris without breaking a sweat. Perhaps its most famous owner was Steve McQueen, who nicknamed his XKSS the Green Rat. He drove it hard through the canyons of Los Angeles, proving that the car's spirit was alive and well off the track. The XKSS wasn't quite a racer anymore, but it wasn't a typical road car either. It lived in that beautiful gray area, part refinement, part rebellion, and in 2016, Jaguar Classic paid tribute by building 9 continuation cars to complete the original batch, following the exact 1957 specifications. But even those perfect recreations couldn't change the fact that only 16 genuine XKSS cars exist from that golden era, 16 survivors of both fire and time. Number 5. The CX-75. If there was ever a car that showed Jaguar's vision for the future, it was the CX-75. Born as a concept in 2010, it stunned the world with its sci-fi engineering. The original idea was insane: twin microturbines charging batteries that powered 4 in-wheel electric motors. The result? Theoretical performance figures north of 900 horsepower. But as the concept evolved, Jaguar joined forces with Williams Advanced Engineering to develop a more realistic, yet still extraordinary, setup. Out went the turbines, and in came a 1.6-liter twin-charged 4-cylinder engine paired with powerful electric motors. The technology was astonishing, and the carbon composite chassis was a masterclass in lightweight design. Unfortunately, timing wasn't on its side. The market shifted, the world economy changed, and Jaguar shelved the project before full production. Only 7 development cars were built, including 5 fully functional prototypes. Still, the CX-75 refused to fade away. It found a second life on the big screen as a Bond villain's car inspector, with V8-powered stunt cars replicating its design. The film gave the CX-75 global fame, a digital resurrection of a car that could have redefined Jaguar's modern identity. It remains a bittersweet chapter, proof that Jaguar could dream as boldly in the 21st century as it did in the 1950s. And maybe, just maybe, one day, that dream will be reborn. Number 4. The XJ13 TWR. The Jaguar XJ13 was already legendary, a poster car for an entire generation. But what if someone decided to make it even more extreme? That someone was Tom Walkinshaw Racing. The result was the XJ220 STWR, a track-focused evolution that took the already outrageous XJ220 and dialed everything up. The aluminum panels were replaced with carbon fiber, a massive rear wing and front splitter were added, and the whole car went on a diet, shedding around 200 kilograms. Under the rear deck, the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 got turned up to around 680 horsepower. The transformation was brutal. The XJ220S could launch from 0 to 60 in the mid-3s, and its soundtrack went from a deep growl to a thunderous roar. Only 6 were ever made. 6, built to celebrate TWR's success in competition and to homologate their racing efforts. Each one is instantly recognizable. More menacing, more muscular, more unapologetic. This was the XJ220 stripped of pretense, wearing its power like armor. It's the kind of car that doesn't just demand attention, it earns respect. To the initiated, the XJ220S TWR isn't just rare, it's mythical. Number 3. The XK120 Supersonic by Ghia. In the 1950s, speed was everything, not just in racing, but in design. The jet age had arrived, and everyone wanted their cars to look like they could take flight. Enter the Jaguar XK13 Supersonic by Ghia, one of the most breathtaking design collaborations in automotive history. Italian designer Giovanni Savanuzzi crafted a shape that looked more like a jet than a car, complete with a sleek nose, afterburner-style tail, and a beltline so sharp it seemed to slice the air. While most supersonics were built on Fiat 8V chassis, 3 very special examples were based on Jaguar XK120 underpinnings. That meant British muscle under Italian couture. A silky smooth 3.4-liter twin-cam inline 6, dressed in pure artistic drama. Each car was coach-built, meaning no two were exactly alike, but all shared that impossibly low roofline and chrome jet streaks that shimmered in the sunlight. For decades, these cars disappeared into private collections, only resurfacing to steal the spotlight at concours events. Even among the rarest Jaguars, the Supersonic stands apart, a marriage of performance and poetry that remains timeless. Number 2. The XK120 Pininfarina Special. Not all rarities shout for attention, some whisper, and leave a stronger impression because of it. The one-off Jaguar XK120. Pininfarina is exactly that. Built for a discerning European client and first shown at the 1955 Geneva Motor Show, this car softened the XK120's raw energy into something more sculptural and refined. The changes were subtle but stunning. A cleaner grille, slim bumpers, a unique tail design, and a greenhouse that felt open and airy. Underneath, it was still pure Jaguar, that same world-beating XK120 that shattered speed records and defined Jaguar's early legend. But on the outside, it was Italian artistry at work. Panel beaten by hand in Turin, every curve considered, every surface sculpted. After its show debut, the car vanished for decades, thought to be lost. Then, like a forgotten painting rediscovered, it resurfaced in the United States in rough shape. Jaguar Classic undertook a meticulous restoration, recreating missing glass and trim and reviving its delicate pastel finish. The result? A breathtaking reminder of what happens when two worlds, British engineering and Italian design, meet in perfect harmony. And with only one in existence, it stands as a singular masterpiece in Jaguar's history. Number 1, the XJ13. And now, the crown jewel, the car that defines Jaguar legend, the XJ13. This was Jaguar's unicorn, a mid-engine prototype built with one goal, to return to Le Mans and dominate once again. Under its skin was a brand new 5.0-liter quad-cam V12, developed under the direction of engineer Claude Bailey. The body was sculpted by Malcolm Sayer, and it remains one of the most beautiful forms ever to wear a Jaguar badge. Only one was ever built, one. The XJ13 showed immense promise in testing, but the rules of racing changed before it could ever compete. By the time Jaguar was ready, the motorsport landscape had shifted, and the company turned its focus elsewhere. For years, the XJ13 lived as a test mule, a hidden gem. Then, in 1971, while filming promotional footage at Mira, tragedy struck. A tire blew at high speed and the car crashed violently. Miraculously, test driver Norman Dewis survived, but the XJ13 was nearly destroyed. Jaguar later rebuilt it, preserving its original chassis and engine, and it now lives in the company's heritage collection, occasionally fired up to remind the world what handcrafted velocity sounds like. The XJ13 isn't just the rarest Jaguar ever made. It's the soul of the brand distilled into one masterpiece. Beauty, innovation, and courage, all forged in metal. From Le Mans winners to one-off design icons, from fire-forged survivors to futuristic prototypes, these 9 Jaguars tell a story of passion, precision, and persistence. Each one carries a heartbeat, a whisper of the engineers and designers who dared to dream beyond convention. In every curve and roar, Jaguar reminds the world that rarity isn't just about numbers. It's about moments, the ones that can never be recreated. If you love stories like this, where history, design, and speed collide, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and join the ride for more automotive legends brought to life.